Happy Friday. It's another Vitality Blast weekend. Here we go. Crazy times. Yeah, I'm trying to chew myself up because it has been a very
you're
tough
trying
week.
to pretend that you're not absolutely panicking about what's going to happen later on. And I'm trying to pretend that I'm not confused every time you say Happy Friday when I know it's not Friday today, but when it's going out, it will be Friday.
It will be. It will be.
It always
once
catches
again,
but
it does. It does. But we go again. Another week of the Vitality Blast has happened. Jarleth and McFarlane back with a white noise cricket as we continue with the opening few days of the Vitality T20 Blast. We will also be giving you our predictions ahead of the weekend. Another busy weekend of Vitality Blast cricket. And it's a busy weekend for us. A very busy weekend for us.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have some fun. Have a little bid on Seatfrog. Shout out Seatfrog for a
did you?
first class for the way down. We'll wait and see on Friday whether I get it or not. But
very good.
Don't we? T20 Blast podcast didn't travel in style, but a white noise cricket we do.
Absolutely. I have to be very, very careful, obviously. I have to be responsible on Saturday because I've got to work on Sunday.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. 100%. Before we go into the whole review of all the games and all what we normally do, I just think this week has just been a bit meh. We had results that we kind of expected, although today, as we're recording Wednesday night, has been true Vitality Blast heritage today. It has been some night.
Today's been excellent. I've quite enjoyed most of this week, to be honest. I think Monday was great fun. Wonderful weather. Obviously, loads of mourning going on because Stand C was shut for a portion of the game. It wasn't meant to be open at all, and people complaining that, well, that's one of the stands that's in the shade, and it's irresponsible. But that obviously, you know what the Lancs members are like, and the Lancs Twitter. You get all of that from them every time. I mean, it wasn't dangerous. There was nothing wrong with it. Yes, it was a hot day. There's water fountains all the way around, everywhere that you want them. There was plenty of shade in Stand E, which, yes, was pretty full when the men's game came on. But at the point where the women's game was on, you could have got another 1,000 people under there if you wanted. Just mourning for mourning's sake, mourning about the AGM that went on in between. Bear in mind that whoever it is that runs that Lancs Action Group Twitter page or whatever it is wasn't at the AGM, wasn't at the games, but still found plenty of time to moan about it on Twitter. So, yeah, just shut the fuck up and stop moaning.
You come into this. You come into this podcast.
Honestly, everything that they put out does my head in. Like, it's just moaning for mourning's sake constantly. Like, I get it. Yeah, maybe some more people wanted to sit in the shade, and yeah, I get that. But come prepared, have a hat on, whatever. Like,
get there earlier.
Yeah, and then to be honest though, it was still hot when the men's game was on. The open Stand C, anyone who wanted could go in there and sit in there. So maybe you should have done it from the start, but common sense prevailed and they did it. And so there's just no need to constantly be moaning and going on about the board and the club and the way it's run and everything else all the time, because there's a lot worse run clubs out there.
Indeed, there is. But that's where we're going to start our look back, actually. We'll start our look back on Bank Holiday Monday. We'll start in the Women's Blast, where we sat here on Monday and we said that there is no possible way that we could see Lancs winning this game. But pair of us said that. Like, there's no logical way of that happening.
We tried our best to come up with a reason for them winning it. And they got pretty close.
Meg Lanning to prove that there was a way. Meg Lanning proved that there was a way that potentially she could win the game, basically single-handedly.
Honestly, incredible knock. That 81 that out.
Just to come in there, sorry, I was just going to ask, what was it like? Because obviously I've had the pleasure yet of Meg Lanning coming down to Edgbaston and watching her live. Talk me through it and talk the listener and viewer through it. What is it like watching one of, if not the best player to ever grace a cricket field for Australia? Yeah. What is it like watching her bat?
Honestly, she just looks on a complete different level to the way that everyone else plays the game. It's the speed that the ball comes off the bat and the timing everything just so calm. Nothing phases her. She is just on another level to anyone I've ever seen bat in hand in the women's game. Like that, I think, and I don't think that's overselling it. Like,
No, I don't think it's hyperbolic at all.
the way that she strikes a ball, even when she's just playing it out for one, the noise it makes off the bat, the way it comes off, the way that it flies out to the fielder, it's unlike anyone else. It's a bit like when we watched, like, probably 5-6 years ago. Remember watching softball for the first time?
Yes.
And you go, no one in the women's game can do this. Like, that's what it's the sort of equivalent when you look at Meg Lanning batting. And that knock was just a special innings. 81 not out, and dragged us up to a score from a position of absolute peril, let's be honest, at 33 for 4 when Threlts got out. You're thinking, well, like, get this game done and finished early. We're going to be all over with. And then to get us up to 162 for 5 was a score that was probably around about par, if not slightly over.
It was par, wasn't it? Well, it was par because the Bays only just about got home. We'll come on to that in a minute. But also,
mention Elsa Lister as well. Her knock
I was just about to come on to
excellent.
She's going to
started slowly, but then started and then sort of just let Meg Lanning go at first, and then as they got into the late stages, showed her hitting her power as well to get up to 39 now.
Sorry, Matt, I was just going to say she's going to be a big loss for you, I think, in this comp. I really think she's going to be a big loss.
100%. She's just absolute quality, but there's plenty of other batting there, let's be honest. Like, Seren and Threlts are both due some runs that's going to come at some point. Eve Jones and Darcy Castle, didn't, obviously not the best today, but were very good on Friday against Surrey. So, it looks a lot better, but obviously looks better because you've added Meg Lanning into the middle of it. But it does look, the batting does look a lot stronger, and that was obviously my worry from sort of last season. Even though we had a lot of success, there were times that it was the bowling digging us out of it. It does look stronger, even if you do take Elsa out.
Well, just going through the bowling figures for the Blaze then. Charlie Phillips getting a bit of tap, 1 for 46. Probably one of the first times she's actually got a fair bit of tap in this competition.
Yeah, but her and Grace Ballinger at the top bowled really well. But then, obviously, Charlie came back into it when they were flying along at the end and got bashed around a little bit. But she still bowled very well. It didn't feel like a performance where she'd gone at 11.5 and over.
Yeah, like you say, Grace Ballinger at the top, 2 for 14 from her 4 was ludicrous. And
so good, as always. Like, she just had it on an absolute string and put it wherever she wants it.
And Charlie Knott as well, 2 for 23 for her, just continuing to show exactly why she's one of the biggest pickups in this competition. The Blaze, what a start this was in the end. Obviously, Marie Kelly going after the 11th ball of the innings, but then Tammy Bowe, man. I mean, what more can we say about this woman?
Honestly, we haven't got an interview with Tammy Bowe, but I did speak to her briefly in the lift after the game, and it was obviously a very, very hot day, and it was one of those where you don't want to be running around in it too much. And sort of said that to her, and she went, "Why do you think I didn't run?" Or something to that effect. She went, something like, "That's why I didn't bother running." Because she
didn't need to, mate.
No, she just smashed it to the boundary every other delivery.
6 4s, 3 6s, 54 off 29, and it just gave the platform for the Blaze to get.
Honestly,
to
I was
break
surprised we got her out. The way she was striking the ball, I thought this might be a Tammy Bowe on ton here.
Yeah, but Darcy Carter getting that wicket in the end, 1 for 21 for her off a 2, but at least got the big wicket. You got back into the game, I've got to say. 100 for 5 after 12. Like, I was thinking, Christ, here we go. Like, there's some big stuff there. And then Emma Jones going at 114 for 6. But once again,
at that point,
price.
You're thinking we are 1 wicket away from probably winning this game. But there is just something about Sarah Price and Kirsty Gordon, the way that they bat, that they just refuse to get out. the will to win and the absolute just nothing else matters. And they just dig in and bat through and make sure that they get themselves to a victory. And we've joked in the past in the men's blast plenty about see the definition of just doing enough. That is this Blaze side right now. They are the side that they're not blowing anyone away, but they are just doing enough to make sure that they win games.
Like I say, Sarah Rice, 32 off for 22 for her, and Kirsty Gordon, 20 off 18, not out in the end, getting over the line for the Blaze. That partnership was worth 45 towards the back end of the innings, and in the end, they just about get over the line. Kate Cross, north for 35 from her four, which is a surprise, to be fair. Tara Norris, still for 17, but 2 wickets for Grace Potts, 2 for 29 from her 3.3, 1 for 33 for Hannah Jones. Darcy Carter, as you mentioned, getting that wicket of Tammy Bowe, but Fee Morris bowling beautifully, 3 for 25.
Fantastic performance. She's not really bowled a lot. She didn't bowl the delivery in T20 at all last year. She was just used as a batter all last year. She sort of, we'll hear in a minute, but she mentioned she was a little bit shocked that she got thrown the ball, but my word, did she make it count. And we were unlucky. Like the last couple of overs, I think it's the end of the 18th, there was one that just dropped short of, I can't remember who it was fielding, and bounced just short of them. They made the effort to go for the catch, bounced just short of them, went over and went for 4. Yeah. And then at the start of the next over as well, there's one that fired out to Crossy at sort of long on, and again went full dive to get it, and it just didn't carry. And again bounced past and went for 4. Like both of those, even if you just stop the boundary, all of a sudden you've saved 4 runs, and you might defend that off that final over. But as it was, they only needed 3, I think it was 4 needed going into the last over, and obviously makes it a lot easier than 10 or even 8 at that point.
Well, let's hear then from Fee Morris. She spoke to Cam after that performance. 3 for 25 with the ball, but ultimately Lancashire just coming up short against the Blaze here on White Noise Cricket.
Commiserations, first of all. Obviously not the start you'd have wanted this weekend, but took on 2 of the best teams in the competition in Surrey and the Blaze, and not done a lot wrong really, and just about come out on the wrong side of it. How are we feeling?
Yeah, obviously disappointed. I think coming off the back of last year and obviously not getting through to final stage, I think we knew that we needed a few more runs in us and a little bit more firepower up top, and I guess who better to do that than probably the greatest player to play the game. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, like even Eve Jones the other day and Darcy Carter and Elsa coming in today and doing what she did, we've definitely got more firepower than we did in the 2025 competition. So yeah, like you said, playing against probably 2 of the best teams in the tournament to get that close is, we don't want to be the nearly team, but it's definitely really good signs. I think it's probably more disappointing that we've not quite been at the races in the field, which is something that we really pride ourselves in, and we want to be the best fielding team in the competition, and haven't been even in the game the last couple of games. So that's probably that's the difference, isn't it? Sometimes in T20, you drop a catch or you miss one in the field, and that's quite key. So a few things to write for Friday. I think we're back here, but like I said, so many positives to take forward, especially with the bat.
Yeah, nice to have a few days break now and then back on Friday and still at Old Trafford again. Like I say, those little bits in the field, probably a bit of luck as much as anything today as well, I'd say. Like the one that sort of bounced just short and went for 4 down here at the end of the sort of second to last over, and then again with Kate diving for it down the other end. It's a bit of do a bit better in the field, but also a bit of you need it to just drop in the right spot as well.
Yeah, we've spoken a bit. It's hard as a team. You don't want to keep saying, we've been unlucky, but I do think we've been a bit unlucky this season. We've been on the wrong side of the weather a couple of times, and a couple in the field that have just not quite gone our way today. But like the old cliche is, you make your own luck, and if we, like I was just saying to Scott, if we keep staying in it and staying in the game and battling, then we will come good for sure.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much talent in the team. Like I say, adding McFarlane, it looks like a lot of freedom with the bat as well. Certainly these first 2 games of the blast, like everyone going hard, trying to go after every ball early in the power play and then kick on and put the runs on the board down the stretch. Yeah,
that's our game plan really, is go really hard up top. We've got 2 quite powerful batters in Darcy and Eve Jones, who, tall batters, long levers, very good at hitting straight, perfect in the power play. yeah, we feel like we've got a really good makeup to go out and score lots of runs, and we've done pretty well, I think, the first couple of games. Obviously today a little bit more of a disappointing power play, but rebuilt really well in the middle, and then to see Elsa Lister come in and bat like she did and really take the game on, that's what we always talk about. Like, whatever you do, whether that's with the ball, with the bat, in the field, keep moving the game forwards, and I think we've done that reasonably well, so fingers crossed for Friday.
And 3 for 25 with the ball today for you as well. Personally, with the ball, obviously, great performance. Must feel good as much as not getting the result. Yeah,
definitely. I've not bowled loads, especially in T20. I've not bowled a lot in the last couple of years. I don't think I actually bowled an over last year in T20. So, I was a little bit nervous coming in today, actually, when Ellie asked me to bowl. I was like, this is a nice surprise. But, at Old Trafford, you just got to bowl straight. And I'm not someone that spins it loads. I've got quite a round arm, so I'm not someone that gets a lot on the ball or gets a lot of bounce, but I try and just be quite clever with my pace and mixing up length, sometimes on purpose, sometimes not so much.
First wicket.
That was meant to be a Yorker, but didn't quite get it right. Just try and be quite clever. I'm obviously quite experienced, been around a long time now, so just try and be a little bit more clever with the ball. And then you've got someone like a Darcy that does put quite a lot on it, so two quite different spinners, and I was pleased with how I went today.
Commiserations again, but go well Friday and good luck.
Thank you very much.
We will talk a little bit more about this Blaze side, because obviously they played against Warwickshire Bears. That game to be reviewed in a little bit. But we're going to go to Tuesday's game now. And we sat here again, and I said that maybe Essex, with the way that they played in that first game, I thought that potentially there might be something there for them, and they might go across the Hampshire side that I called the most disappointing side of the weekend. They bounced back really well here. This was a really, really good performance for my book.
It was. I don't think it was. It wasn't great with the bat.
You say that.
He's not an awful scorer, but just looking at the innings, the scorecard doesn't read particularly nicely. There's lots of little bits of contributions from people, but it did good, in the end get them to a reasonable score.
Yeah, and my attitude is this, right? Obviously, Georgia Adams and who are we looking at here? Abby Norgrove. They're the only ones that struck below 100, right? So I ain't got an issue with that. Everybody else is trying to strike over 100 and basically going, right, I need to get some runs. It's either hit out or get out. And in the end, I quite like that, because we have always sat here and said that sometimes people value their wicket too much and they don't go hard enough. And, again, we talk about
sometimes people are Jarleth Eaton rather than McFarlane.
Absolutely. And in that scenario, we are there going I am giving Hampshire credit here, not just because obviously I had them to pick in the top four. I know you didn't, but my big thing here, although you had them fourth, I think, didn't you? Actually, that's my fault. Yeah. But I like the fact that it's been a disappointing start for them. Yes, they've only lost one game. They had the tie game. They have got everything across the board now. 1-1, lost
they've
one,
got
tied
a full
one.
set after the first week.
Yeah, after the first week. Naomi Ditani, 31 off 20. 27 off 17 from Nancy Harmon. Again, she's coming in really good stuff at the moment there for Hampshire, actually. In the T20 side, 16 27 quick runs, like it a lot. And obviously as well, there's some contributions down the bottom end. AJW, Mando Wellington, 16 off 9. Really, really good stuff. I'm not saying that this Hampshire side is back, and I'm not saying that they are.
No, I think I just wanted to see one or two individual performances in there as well, and maybe get them up to a 180 or 190 where you go, oh, they are really in it here.
But that's mainly down to the bowling of Kate Kopback.
Yeah.
Absolutely sensational. Scottish football for 18 off the 4.
Really, really.
It's ridiculous. Grace Scrimmins bowled pretty well as well. 1 for 27. From her 4. Everybody else getting a little bit of tap, but it doesn't matter in the end. They get 160 for 7 Hampshires, 161 for Essex here. Losing the 2 openers early doors isn't great. Obviously, Grace Scrimmins and Nance McLeod go. Okay.
Yeah.
You're 88 for 2 after 12.3. So you are behind the game a little bit. I'm not saying you aren't, but you're
not
still
massively, though. Like you said, at that point, what was it, 12.4, you said at that point. So you're going at sevens, just over sevens. You're in it when you're only chasing 8. You'd take that all day.
100%. Cordelia Griffiths goes 40 off for 29. And Jenny Goocock, again, stunning, batting through, 57 off 43. But nobody else was able to get the ball away.
Not a single person getting into double figures beyond your number 4 is...
Well,
it's not
they were the only two that did.
Games.
Well, it's not. But it's literally only Cordelia Griffith, Jenny Goocock that got on runs. What was going on from Friday? Was it like a genuine question here? Was the Bears bowling that bad that they cannot get over the line there?
Yeah, I don't know. You can answer that one better than I can.
Well, we'll talk about it later. But, look at that Hampshire bowling attack. Daisy Gibb, 1 for 24. Excellent stuff. Bex Tyson, 1 for 21. Again, the economy rate astonishing. AJW, 2 for 27 for her. Naomi Tani, 2 wickets for 3. For 2 for 24. 8 and over for her off her 3 overs. George Adams, 2 for 26. 6.5 economy rate. They squeezed them so well.
Yeah.
And there was never a point during that. Once Cordelia Griffith went, there was never a point where I thought, yeah, Ashley's going to do this. It was astonishing.
Like you say, as soon as that wicket fell, it was the regularity of wickets beyond that point that it never looked likely. But yeah, what else can you say about it? Really, it's a good performance from Hampshire. Get themselves a win there, and 1 from 2 for Essex to start. It's not the worst start in the world. They'll probably be relatively content with that.
No, agreed. And obviously Hampshire getting their first win as well to get them back in contention. They are actually currently in 4th place. So we will talk about that in a little bit when we go through the tables. Let's go to Wednesday's games then. 3 games on Wednesday. I feel we have to start with the night shift. What the fuck was going on at the Oval? The Oval is the Oval is normally one of the best
games at the Oval on Friday. We sort of
yes
we saw what happened. Lots and lots of runs in both the women's game and the men's game. None of that this evening.
Well, look, the Oval is one of the best batting tracks in the country. In particular when it's the 4th innings. If you're talking red ball. What normally happens is the wickets gets flatter and flatter and flatter. Yeah, it gets so weak. That's why you see so many big chases. In
the other thing is as well, not even so much under the lights, but just the speed of the outfield. It's not on the clip that we've got with Fee Morris, but as she was sort of doing other interviews, she said it was almost scary at times how fast the ball comes at you on the outfield and how much easier it makes scoring runs. But no one could get it off square tonight.
No, they couldn't. It was really, really, it was interesting.
I cannot believe that we are at the end of that game tonight and Surrey have not got a bonus point out of it.
We will come on to that. Bessie, 28 of 25, top scoring for Durham. Emily Windsor, 17 off 19. Maddie Villiers, 15 off 9. Mia Rogers, 18 off 19. They were bowled out in 17 overs for 102.
3 first bowlers in there as well. It's a
ludicrous, isn't it?
Looking card, is that?
But that is down to Rihanna McDonald-Gay.
Well, she got all 3 of them. All 3
yes,
first
she did.
bowlers.
But welcome back. She had 2 chances of a hattie. Chances of a hattie, but also welcome back. I know that she's been back before this week, but welcome back, Rihanna McDonald-Gay. She was one of the biggest stars last year, shining light last year in the Blast for Surrey. And then she goes and takes to Sydney. 6 for 11. 2.75 economy rate off her 4 overs.
I'm just going to correct you there.
Go on.
She had 3 chances of a hattie.
She did have 3 chances.
All 6 of her wickets came in lots of 2 consecutive balls. So I'm sorry, as good as the figures are, and they're the best figures.
You actually going to shit on? You actually going to give her a fine for that?
They're the best figures ever in the history of women's T20 cricket in the UK.
Yeah,
but I'm sorry, you've missed 3 opportunities for a hattie. It's not good enough. I'm fining you.
You actually going to give her a fine? Are you actually giving her a fine? I love it. And Cam McFarlane going straight in there. Forget the 6 for 11. Forget going for 2.75 economy rate off a 4. You didn't get a hattie with 3 chances. That's it. You're getting fined. That is the level that we're at.
You can't have a hat-trick of chances and not get one of them. It's absolutely disgraceful.
It is. 20 dot balls, by the way.
Honestly, though,
out of 24.
without taking the piss. Like, ridiculously good figures. And unbelievable that we're sat here on a Wednesday in the Blast. And it's not the only lot of 6 that we're talking about today, as we'll come on to in the men's competition later on.
Can I just say, by the way, 20 dot balls for Rihanna McDonald from a 24.
She also bowled 4 wides in there as well. Otherwise, it would have been a lot better.
It would have been 6 for 7, literally. There we go. I know.
No, you absolute raging nonce.
Yes, that's how we get him. Got him. Absolute wicket ball late on.
But yeah, incredible figures. Unbelievable bowling from her. Everyone else just sort of helped her along around the way. Didn't have to do a lot else. But
to be fair, give a shout out for Beth and Miles here. 2 for 10 from her 2 overs was very good, and Clea Moore as well, 1 for 17. It's just the fact that when you have those figures from Rihanna McDonald, would you believe and would you be surprised if I told you that she's now top of the wicket charts in the women's Blast again?
No,
9
no,
wickets.
I wouldn't.
No, absolutely not. Also, as well, by the way, Beth and Miles, shout out to her for 2 for 10. We'll talk about her batting as well, because she managed to help Surrey just about get over the line. But, that was her first game for Surrey as well. So very, very good stuff indeed.
It's desperation is when you're shouting out her batting, helping them get over the line with 2 from 7.
But the thing is that she stayed there.
It was
and
important.
That was the key
it was
thing.
Important at that point. You are right.
Because Kira Chatley, 17 or 15, okay, fair enough. 24 or 17 for Jemima Spence when you're chasing, 103.
When they're 47 for 2 going into the last ball of the power play. Like, they should have done this in 11, 12 overs at the most.
But that is a testament, I think. Well, to be fair, actually, they took 100 balls. So they're just playing, they're just getting ready for the 100 early doors.
They are, but it doesn't get you a bonus point. You need to be under 16 overs if you're going to do that in this competition.
But that comes back to Heather Graham, 3 for 19 off her 4. I know it isn't 6 for 11, and I get that. But still, when you're defending 103,
very good.
Especially
2
when
for
you're
20 for Trudy Johnson as well, also excellent. But yeah, they just missed that. Just needed one more wicket at the end. I think if you nicked Alice Monaghan out, you win that game.
Could have got. Oh yeah, 100%. Alice Monaghan with a 20 off 19. I can't believe we're saying a 20 off 19 was vital in order to get them home.
Yeah, the match-winning innings is what it was.
It literally was. They win by 2 wickets. Sorry, it was just a chaotic night at the Kia Oval, and I hope that everybody that was there. First of all, massive credit here to Surrey for putting that game under the lights. 6:30. No men's game, alongside that. To put them on at 6:30 on a Wednesday night for the women, it is the start of something that needs to continue.
Yeah, we've asked for it. Like I say, I've been calling for it. We've said we need to see it. And yeah, the next step is that you put that game on Sky in front of a packed house as well. But we'll get there.
Yeah, we will get there. And it was very, very important. 100%. Sorry, winning by 2 wickets in the end, only chasing 103. It was a mad night down at the Kia Oval. Right. I think we're going to go next. We've got to go to Taunton.
Yeah.
And we've got to talk about this.
I sometimes go over to Yorkshire just to make myself feel better about my life. And then you get on the M62 and you go home and you think, you know what? I'm the luckiest man in the world.
I have massive...
I don't think we're talking about them whatsoever. I think we're ignoring them altogether. We're talking about this Somerset side is what we're talking about.
Well, I have massive egg on my face here because I said that Yorkshire were going to be the surprise package because I thought that they've got a decent squad there. Really, really like the way that they got for the T20 Blast. I thought they were going to finish in the top 4. And I thought Somerset were going to finish bottom of the table just because of what we'd seen, in the 50 over block. We'd also seen as well from the T20 block last year. They hadn't really strengthened. They lost AJW. I didn't see how, I know they got Annika Leroyd in, but I didn't see how that was going to just put them over the top, considering what we saw last year.
Yeah.
Right? Massive egg on my face here, and full credit to Somerset, because they are currently, for me, I know the Blaze have gone 3 from 3. Somerset should have gone 3 from 3 as well.
Yeah,
because
they
probably should have won that first
should have
game.
won on the first night against Hampshire.
Yep.
But
Yep.
unbeaten through the first 3 games. I think it's safe to say they are the surprise package of the Blast so far. And they've been excellent. Like, Niamh Holland's player of the tournament so far. Like, doing it with bat and ball, game in, game out.
You're only saying that because she's El Capitano. You're only saying that because she's El Capitano for you. That's the only reason why you're saying that.
Well, it makes me look like I know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, essentially, just by blowing her trumpet, I blow my own trumpet, essentially, is what's going on. But yeah, she's been brilliant. Really good with the ball today. Really good with the bat today. Didn't get a wicket, but solid enough with the ball. Like 0 for 23 off 3. It was tidy figures. It kept the pressure on. And yeah, I just think once again, runs for Anna Leroyd, only 35 today, and she did get out today, but she now has an average.
Shite.
She now has an average in this competition.
Shite. 156 average, piss poor. Do me a favour.
Sophie Luff, excellent again. Moving her up that's been an absolute revelation.
That's 2 big knocks as well at the top of the order, by the way.
That's what I mean. Moving her up into that opening spot has been a great move for them. And Beck Hodges in the runs again as well. 177. It felt a good score. It felt like a score that was going to be very tough to chase down away from home for this Yorkshire side. And let's be honest, they were pretty poor, weren't they, in going after it?
Well, just want to go a couple of shout outs in the bowling figures, if I may. Maddie Ward, 1 for 27 from her 4, and Beth Langston, 1 for 23 from her 4. Excellent stuff. Everybody else getting a fair bit of tap. Even Jess Jonathan, really, 1 for 33 off her 4. But then again, though, she did go underneath the run rate, so maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
I don't think that was too bad. Like, I think anywhere around sort of 8s is pretty good in this format.
But this is what we come back to, and we talk about this a lot. We said Jess Johnson can't do it on her own, and she only got 17 off 9 there. And Stair Callis has stepped up, like it's another 50 for her.
She's been the one alongside her every time, but
the rest of this batting line,
you're in too much of a hole. Like, you can't be 29 for 3 after the first ball of the 5th over if you're going to try and chase down 180 almost.
Nope. But also as well, the rest of this batting lineup, I don't think is delivering at the moment. You know, Amy Campbell, again, hasn't really fired. I don't think. Maddie Ward, again, a little bit of a start, but not much. Beth Langston, again, I'm still not sold on the rest of that top 4. Rest of the batting lineup beyond that top 4. You know, Lauren Winfield-Hill, Jess Johnson, Stair Callis, don't get me wrong, 3 unbelievable players. Right? Don't get me wrong on that. But the rest of that batting lineup is still so raw. And I'm not sure if one of those 3 doesn't bat through, I don't know where we see Yorkshire at this moment in time in terms of batting, because it's very difficult to see.
They're not getting enough runs, and if you're not going to get enough runs, you need to be more like Gloucestershire and bowl teams out every week.
Yes.
And they're not doing that either, which is why they sit bottom of the pile after the first 3 games, which, let's be honest, let's go on to the next game in a second, is impressive to be below you lot.
Well, before we go on to it,
I know we're going to shout out the bowlers first. That's why I hesitated a little bit there, because I was just going to go straight into it, but we do need to shout out the Somerset bowlers before we do.
Yeah, Liv Barnes, 3 for 19. Lola Harris, 3 for 17 off her 4, and 2 for 17 for Erin Vukasic as well off her 3. All 3 of them are younger than 21.
Yeah,
there's talent coming through there with this Somerset side.
The thing, really we didn't see that it was going to be the campaign that it's been so far in this competition for them. But what we have said and what we will continue to say is, they're a very young side with a lot of talent, that in 2-3 years' time, when a lot of them have played a lot of games in this format at that point, are going to be very, very good and a very difficult side to beat.
Every single one of their bowlers is under 25. 25 is not old in this competition. It really isn't old in this competition. Look, we have a real soft spot for Somerset, and we won't shy away from that. We love the Cooper Associates at Taunton. We love everything about that cricket ground. We love the way that club is ran. We love the passion from their fans. We love the people there. It is a stunning place to go. So we always will have a soft spot for Somerset, and we will not shy away from that. But even so, with what happened for them last year in this competition and how they've started this competition, I will be very happy to be proven wrong. And I would love to see them lift that title on the 17th of July. I think it would just be brilliant.
Oh,
be absolutely brilliant.
I think we may be getting a little bit ahead of ourselves at this point. But
you say that.
I still think that, well, if they carry on performing like they are, then absolutely not. But I think, look, it's a great start. It's a fantastic start. But it is also tough to keep it up for the entirety of the Blast. So let's not go too far. We know what you're like, though. You like to crown people champions very early on.
No run. I'm not going down that road. Going down that road.
No, I didn't get a nibble out of you here, but I might do now. Let's go to Edgbaston. Final game of the sort of the last few days that we're reviewing in the women's Blast. Go on then. I'm not even going to try and get a nibble out of you. Talk us through it. The floor is yours. Do what you like with it, as we always say.
I've got tiles on it tonight, just to let you know. Because I'm recording in a different place. I've got tiles on it tonight.
I think you struggled fielding enough today as it is. If you towel the floor at Edgbaston, you'll really struggle.
Well, this was a game of two halves, quite frankly, in terms of both.
What is this? We somehow seem to have slipped into the post-match interview of a footballer.
Well, because both innings, to be fair, it was a very similar game. It was just that Warwickshire dropped 3 dollies, and
the Blaze did that. The Blaze also did that.
Well, I might have a bit of a confession to make here, right? Because I was about to go and interview somebody on the fan cam outside, and I was right behind Josie Groves when she dropped one over the boundary, and I said as it was coming, I went, "Oh, catch that!" And then she dropped it. I was like, "Oh shit!" Just the worst thing you can do as an announcer is potentially affect a player's performance. And I just realised that because I'm normally over in the tent. We've already talked about, everyone knows what I do and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
I'm normally in the tent on the opposite side of the ground, so I'm miles away from it. So she sees it long off, coming towards.
You weren't on the mic shouting it. I think you're doing yourself a bit of a disservice saying that you'd impacted.
No. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that you always worry at that point. You're like, oh God, have I impacted that? That is the last thing I wanted to do. But Warwickshire in particular, in the first half of the Blaze innings, dropped 3 goobers. Like you can't do that.
I'm pretty sure there were 3 though from the Blaze as well. Definitely Marie Kelly put 2 down. She looked like she was fielding with butter on her fingers, quite literally. Even the one that she took at the end, I think she got Alexa Stonehouse.
She did.
And
Mary Taylor as well. Both of them.
Both of those, after she took them, there was panic afterwards. She sort of only just held on to them. But it is sort of the weight of this game, isn't it? That once you drop one, the ball follows you around after that.
Well, here's the thing. The Bears were 94 for none after 10. They finished on 158 for 8. The Blaze were 93 for 1 after their 10. And they only just about got over the line. So the ball, as it got softer, got more difficult to get away. It happened for both sides. It's not a criticism. It is what it is. Meg Austin and Abby Freeborn.
Speaking of the ball, while we're on it, what was going on at the end of their innings with the ball that went into the end of your innings, the ball that went into the building side.
Well, we've talked about the drop catches. 3 balls in to the innings, the Meg Austin stopped play because as part of the sight screw, the black sheeting, there was a hole in it and it was cutting through.
Yeah,
and
so
then obviously that went
into, then the ball
got
goes
into
into
the
building site, and
Yeah.
we have a 6-7 minute delay while we wait for them to get it back out. Like
because initially they wanted to. Here's what happened. Initially they wanted to, but they couldn't because it had gone so far into the building site.
No, but
so actually,
you'd already got the box of balls out though straight away.
Yeah.
Immediately got the box of balls out, and then they sat there fishing through this box of balls that had about 20
because
in
they couldn't
for
find
about
one that
15
matched
minutes, and still, just get one out. Like, stop being ridiculous as to, does it match it perfectly? Like, it's never going to do. They're like, I can't even think of the word. It's making me that mad about it was.
But my point is that
one of those things that will wear over time. So they're never going to be exactly the same. Not going to wear in the same way. Just get one that's relatively similar and get on with the bloody game.
But what my wider point was is that the whole thing just felt very village today, in terms of building, in terms of that,
got the ball back out of the building site just as they decided on a ball finally, and they still they used the ball that they decided on rather than using the one that the ball could throw back in.
Yeah, again, like the guy, one of the Blaze coaching staff had managed to get one of the workers on the building site to try and get it back, and it was just chaos.
Funnily enough, the ball that had been into the building site was knackered because it had been in like the mud and concrete or whatever it had been into.
Yes, but that it was all very village. Let's have it right. But yeah, like I say, 94 for none after 10 to then finish on 158 for 8. It isn't good. I'm not saying that it is, but because Meg Austin and Abby Freeborn, by the way, leading run scorer in the comp, another good 50 for her, 56 off 45,
really
very good.
Excellent.
And Meg Austin as well. Yeah, 44 off 31 as well. Good to see her back. That's another score in the 40s. Fingers crossed she can kick on a little bit and continue on, is what we're hoping.
Yeah, Amy had a great day all round as well. Like, good knock at the back. And then obviously we'll come on to the bowling in a little bit, but she was excellent in that facet as well. But yeah, like you say, there wasn't that one innings beyond the openers that just really took the game away.
Yeah, completely. And it kept the Blaze in it. And there's no doubt about that. Grace Ballinger, 3 for 24 from her 4. Excellent stuff. Lucy Hyam was outstanding. 2 for 16 for her. She got George Redmayne and then Karis Paverley in the same over. You've lost your 3 and 4. In particular, Redmayne can take a game away from you. We know how dangerous Karis is. To get both of them in the same over, it just really set worry, I think, a little bit among the Bears. But, it was 158 for 8. Like I say, the worst part is that, like I say, they dropped 3 goobers, but Amisu and Kubar, she took an absolute screamer from Alexa Stonehouse to get rid of Tammy Bowe. It was a good catch.
She did take a good catch. It was a good catch, but it was only a good catch because she completely misjudged it.
Yeah, but
she went too far back, and then she had to dive back forward to take it. And the act of diving back forward and taking it was excellent. But if she judged it correctly, she'd have just been stood there and catching it.
True. But yeah, like I say, Marie Kelly, 45 off 32 for her. Very good knock at the top. Charlie Knott as well. I thought that was a big wicket. Karis basically showing them how to catch, it felt like. Good to have Karis back in the field at least. By the way, I know we said this, talked about Karis quite a lot. Let me say, unless you've seen her live, the arm that she has from her in the deep, like you do, we always had the joke, one for the arm. You don't take on Karis Paverley in the deep. No. You don't do that. But yeah, Mary Taylor had a really good final over, to be fair, as well. Got rid of George Railwis and then got rid of Georgie Boyce as well. Caught and bowled. Yeah, best thing about that, caught bowled by a sister. Got rid of Georgie Boyce, caught by a sister. That was nice.
The confusion on the commentary from your lot with the fact that Mary Taylor, her initials look like Millie. Yes. It was just causing utter confusion as to which one was which.
Yeah. But yeah, really good knock in the end as well from Emma Jones, 27 off 16, just to see the Bears home. Look at it. Mary Taylor, 3 for 22 from her 4. Very, very good stuff. And Amisu and Kumar, as you mentioned, 2 for 19. The Blaze win by 4 wickets. We'll talk a bit more about the Blaze in a minute, but again, I sat here on Sunday and I said that I don't think their bowling and their fielding has been that much up to scratch. The bowling I thought was okay. I'm not saying again it wasn't great, but I thought it wasn't bad. Fielding today, it let you down again, and like that's 0 from 3 now. Like that's quarter of your comp gone.
Yeah.
Now, I'll put this out there: if they lose to Durham on Friday, and judging from what we've seen in comparison to the two, especially at Chester Street, I have a very funny feeling that they will lose to Durham on Friday. That could be their season over. A third of the season gone already.
Yeah.
But that's where I think we are, certainly with this Bears side. But turning our attention to the Blaze, no Orla Prendergast, no Amy Jones, obviously no Nat Silverbrunt, but I'm not going to counter in this because she never plays for the Blaze anyway, certainly in this comp. But none of the Bryce sisters and no Kirsty Gordon, and they still won.
And no Amy Jones.
Yeah, I know Amy Jones, and they still won.
Yeah, and like you say,
it's a very, very dangerous thing.
It does look weaker without those.
Yes, it does. 100%. I agree with that.
However, they were still good enough to just do enough and get over the line.
But it's an ominous sign, though, mate. It really is an ominous sign for the rest of this comp that they can lose those players and they can still win games. Yes, admittedly, the Bears probably didn't do themselves justice in the terms of the fielding. Again, like I keep mentioning. But they still won games, man. Simple as that. 100%. Right. Let's hear then from the Blaze captain. Here is Marie Kelly talking about her side going 3 from 3 in the Vitality Blast. Marie, first of all, congratulations. Another successful day for you here at Edgbaston. Welcome back and get you back on the runs again for yourself as well.
Yeah, look, it's always a pleasure playing at Edgbaston. The pitches are always brilliant here. Gary and the team do a great job. I'm just really pleased with that win as a team. Obviously, we've lost a couple of players to the World Cup, so I think it shows the strength and quality we've got in our squad, which we had full confidence in going into this game. So it's just pleasing when you get over the line.
Well, I was going to talk about that a little bit because obviously the loss of Orla Prendergast, the Bryce's, Kirsty Gordon as well, and obviously Nat Silverbrunt isn't there at the moment either as well. That's a small part of it. The fact that you've just come back here and won against the defending, runners-up, if you like, last year's beaten finalists, the team that beat you last year in the Eliminator as well, that must give you so much confidence going ahead with the depth of the side that you've got. Yeah,
absolutely. I think in T20 cricket anything can happen. We know that, but I know how planned and prepared we are as a team, and then it's just about executing it on the pitch. And we've just had a great kind of season going into this. Players have played lots in the twos as well, so we know that players are hungry to play. So we've had, everyone's had some great game time, and the girls that have been wanting to get in, they're now in. They're excited to play and get the ball rolling. So we're just really, really pleased with that result.
10 overs in, it looked like they were flying along. Obviously, 94 for none after the power play, and then you dragged it back really well. What was the difference there? Because that what seemingly kept you in the game a little bit.
Yeah, I think we had a few loose boundary balls, to be fair, which bowlers acknowledge. It was probably more of an execution thing than a planning thing. We recognised pretty quickly that pace on was suited the batters. Also, like I said, it's a great pitch, so we tried to just go as much pace off as possible and really pull it back. And actually, probably bowl spinners a little bit later, which kind of goes against your gut as a captain to bowl spinners nearer the death, but that seemed to work. And like I said, we've planned and prepared really well going into it, so we knew kind of what the matchups were and things like that. And fully trust the bowlers. We've done that quite a bit this year and been able to pull it back nicely. So.
And just finally, obviously now that's 3 wins from 3 in the comp for you. You've won it in 3 different ways. Obviously, you've won it taking a big score against Yorkshire, really comfortable winning your second game, and then now here as well, a tight game down to the finish. That must just give your team the whole entire confidence going through for the rest of the block.
Yeah, absolutely. And even in 50 over cricket, it's pretty similar. We haven't really played our best cricket yet, so it's always quite enjoyable when there's still lots of things you can work on, but you find a way to win and get over the line. That's always great signs, and that's almost what you want as a squad. If we can put it all together at some point, that'd be fab. But different people putting their hands up at different times is signs of a great team.
So if you haven't played your best cricket, we're going to see some fantastic fireworks throughout the rest of the comp. Thanks, Marie.
Thank you.
Let's go through the tables then of the Women's Vitality Blast. Surrey, top of the pile, 13 points. Could they have had another bonus point today? Yeah, they probably should have.
Definitely should have. We'll see how important that is when we get down to the end of the season.
13 points for them, 12 points for the Blaze. They have come through all 3 games, play 3, won 3. No bonus points, though. They have been doing enough to win games throughout the competition. Somerset get a bonus point today. They are in 3rd position. They have 2 wins and that 1 tied game with Hampshire. They're on 11 points. Then come the Hampshire Hawks, who have got one across the board, 1-1, lost one, tied one. They're on 6 points. They're in that fourth qualifying spot. Essex on 5 points in fifth place. Durham obviously losing tonight, but they're still only played 2 games. They are in sixth place on 4. Lancashire then come next on 0 points, as are Yorkshire and Warwickshire. Warwickshire in 8th, Yorkshire in 9th. Those 3 sides yet to get off the mark. So then, big weekend, you've got to think for certainly for Yorkshire and for Warwickshire, because they'll have 4 games, and if you lose all 4, you might as well end the season there. You've basically got a quarter of the season done, or a third of the season done. After that, it's going to be pretty damn tough. So big weekend ahead. First off, Chester Street we go, 2:30 in the afternoon. Durham entertain Warwickshire, and I said earlier on that it's going to be tough for Warwickshire. I stand by it. I think Durham win this, and with the way they're playing, I think Durham win this comfortably. They can either back them out the game.
Out for 102 today, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. They still managed to keep in the game, didn't they? They still managed to keep in the game, and then remember at home as well. No, but remember at home as well. They absolutely they did a number on Hampshire at home as well, bro. They did.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not having the way they're playing after getting skilled for 102.
No, but here's my point, though, right? They can either back the Bears out the game first innings, or with the ball they can squeeze well and they'll be able to get through. So even though they lost tonight, I'm not trying to take that away from the fact they did get rolled for 102. I'm just merely saying that I think they're playing better than them.
Sorry, this is a game that you should be winning. If you don't win this, you might as well just pack up and go home for the rest of the season.
I agree. We have to. It's a must win.
But regardless of the situation, this is a game. You are a better side than they are, and you should be winning this.
I disagree. In the T20 format, I disagree at the moment. I really do.
Yeah, but you're taking into account what's happened so far. Ignore that. You are a better side than they are. You're better players. You're a better all-round side than they are.
So you picking Warwickshire then?
No, because I think you're playing shit. But I'm saying this is a game that you should be
winning. Brilliant. So you're basically trying to bait me into going with Warwickshire. Is that 100%. What you're trying to do? Yeah, love it. Fair enough. Full respect. Do you know what? I respect the bit.
Just tossing a couple up above the eye line, just outside.
I'm happy to nudge them into the onside.
Away a little bit. See whether he's going to have a swipe at one. A little chirp from behind. Mind the windows, Tino.
Do you know what? I have full respect for the bit, my friend. I really do, genuinely. Right, Durham win this, and they win this comfortably, I think. Got to be honest.
I think that they win, but I think they only win because it's at home, and I think it's close. I don't think that they're going to blow you away by any means.
Lancashire against Somerset at 2:30. I think this is a really interesting game. This is a game for Somerset for me at least anyway, to enhance their credentials as a potential top 4 candidate. Because the Thunder, Thunder are a good side. I'm not saying that you aren't a good side. And yes, you almost got over the line against the Blaze. You're getting rolled on the opening night at Surrey. It happens. Fine. I ain't got an issue with that.
We didn't play badly on that opening night at Surrey.
No,
either.
I'm not saying you did either.
But I think this is a game, especially at Old Trafford, it's a big difference for this Somerset side to come and play at Old Trafford. It's a completely different way of playing. It's a much bigger outfield. You've got to play in a much different way than you have to down at Taunton. And I do think we've been good and a little bit unlucky in those first 2 games. I think we've been very close against, let's be honest, the 2 best sides in the comp. So I think this is first win on the board on Friday, and I think that we do it relatively comfortably.
I don't think you do it comfortably. I don't know whether to go with the upset here. I don't know if it is an upset. With the way that, you look at the comp, obviously it is.
The way that they started, you wouldn't really say it is an upset. But if you're looking at it in isolation, again, if we're taking out what's happened in the first 3-4 games, then it would be.
I don't like picking you for you to lose at home.
In general. You don't like it.
Yeah, but I don't like picking you to lose at home because I don't think you do. You don't lose at home very often. But I can't see you losing 2 on the spin at home. That's the biggest thing. If you had beaten the Blaze, I may have given Somerset more of a chance. But I think that you know how important this game is in terms of your side know it. Yeah. And I just think I don't think it's comfortably, but I think you win. Because I don't see you losing 2 in a row at home. I just don't. That's just my thoughts. Big game at 3:00 this, though. Hampshire against Surrey. This is a statement now for Hampshire to try and say, look, we are back. Like, we are going to be fighting for this competition. And do you know what? I'm going to pick them. I like my Hawks. I like Hawkey.
I think this
Boring.
is the worst possible time for them to play Surrey. Because
Boring.
Surrey know that performance was not up to standard today.
They got away with one, but you're allowed to.
And that's it. And I don't... There's counties out there that would get away with one and be like, oh, got away with one there, just crack on, next game, we'll just go and play. Like, oh, we won our last one. Surrey don't. The standards that Surrey hold themselves to, they will want to bounce back in a big way from that performance, regardless of the fact that they ended up with 4 points out of it. So I think it's a bad time to play them. And I think, unfortunately, for Hampshire, they're going to be on the end of one of the better performances from Surrey all season.
Okay. All right. I mean, I can see it. But I'm going to go with Hampshire just for a bit of different, just for being a bit of fun. Why not?
Yeah.
What is also fun is the fact that Yorkshire are hosting a women's game at 6:30 on a Friday night.
Love to see it.
More of this. Absolutely more of fucking this. They play Essex. Essex are playing. I still think that Essex are a better side at the moment than Yorkshire, but this is a game for Yorkshire. They've got to win. Got to win it.
Yeah.
And that I'll pick the White Rose at home. Why not? I've realised that I've been quite bored.
They've got to at some point, haven't they? That's what I'm thinking. That at some point they've got to win.
Yeah, but I've just been realised I'm quite boring now because I picked all 4 home teams to win.
Yeah. But
boring.
I don't know, because Essex were really good against Jarleth.
Yeah.
And then they were distinctly average against Hampshire. So it's, what are you going to get? is the question. And on the balance of probability that they've won one and then lost one, they must be back to winning one now. So for that reason, Essex beat Yorkshire. And for that reason,
Chopper, are you picking against the White Rose?
That and the fact that Yorkshire seem incapable of winning a game at the moment in this format.
Okay, right. Well, we now move on to the men's blast then. But before we do, speaking of the men's blast, yours truly, top of our Predictor League, top of our Fantasy Graph Cricket League.
Only just now. You had a big lead going into today.
Time for the smug
but you are 41 points in front.
Scott Curry does what Scott Curry does, mate. We'll talk about him a bit.
Why you're actually in front?
Why?
Because I, in my infinite wisdom, tried to set my first week team up so that I could quite easily make a couple of changes and it would be all right for the next week to use the people that had the 2 game weeks.
Mm-hmm.
What I didn't do when I was doing that, when I thought I was being clever, was think about what positions I was picking. And
very good.
I had to make an extra transfer, which cost me 75 points to do so, because I did not have enough bowlers to be able to put a team out.
That's your own fault for being a moron.
It is, but yeah. So actually, I've scored more points than you so far. However, I took a 75-point hit, so I'm 41 points behind.
Well, that's your own fault. That's your own fault for being a moron. So, hi, top of the pile.
Yeah.
Nice. But you are smashing it in the women's.
If you're going to do that, hang on a minute. If you're going to do that, then I'm going to have my moment.
Yeah, that's fine. I was about to say you are smashing it in the Women's Predictor League as well, the Women's Fantasy.
Yeah, so you're giving it the big one because you're 41 points ahead in the men's one.
Yep.
I am 534 points ahead in the women's.
Do you know what? That's what happens when you captain Neve Holland, mate.
But not only that, that was without me changing my team for this game week because I didn't realise there was a third game week for women in it. I had 2 players that didn't even play.
Well, I forgot. I didn't realise that Sarah Bryce is going on international duty, so I needed to get her out my team as well. I forgot to do it today, so there's that.
Yeah, I had 2 that didn't even play, so I had a bit of a howler there. But I end up with but There we go. 534 points ahead after 3 game weeks.
Don't forget, if you want to
If
get
you
involved
want to
with the
know
cricket draft,
about women's cricket, the big dog.
well, we'll talk about that in a little bit because we are going to be at a women's cricket match on Saturday, and we have mentioned it before, but we will talk about it again in a second.
No
before we
fancy
leave the
points
show.
there, though.
Definitely not, but there will be some drinking points, I'm suspecting. But we'll come on to that a little bit later. Right.
Absolutely lovely.
Yes. So if you want to get involved with the cricket draft, you've still got time. Plenty of games still going on. Don't forget as well, there's also the Women's One Day Cup, also Men's Champo as well that you can get involved in too, as well as the Blast. Make sure that you go and give the guys a follow as well. Just search the cricket draft across the socials. It is a brilliant game. It's going to be a part of us all summer. So 100% get involved with it. It's fabulous. Right. What we're going to do is we've got 2 games in the North group and 2 games in the South group to do. So let's go through the South group first, because I think more of the drama happened.
He's gone absolutely rogue. He's not going in order of when things have happened.
No.
He's just basically he's got a bit nostalgic for last year and decided, we've just got the split between North group and South group, so let's do them.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go to Canterbury first then. Bank Holiday Monday. Well, I've got to be honest. We'll start off and say this. Tom Clark, I don't know what he'd had on his bank holiday. Seen the bloody thing like a football. Ridiculous.
Yeah, very much so.
79 of 29. Ludicrous.
Apologies to any Sussex fans out there. But I did get him out.
You did, actually. It was your fault.
Did message you as this game was going on. As he got to 79 off 28 balls and said, bloody hell, Tom Clark's seeing it well down there. And before it had even delivered to you, I had to send another message to say that he was out.
But what a knock. 9-4, 6 sixes. Ridiculous.
Just went after it. Dan Hughes at the other end just kept getting him back on strike at that point. It's just
full respect for that.
Yeah,
absolutely. If someone's seeing it
and just enjoy it from the non-striker's end.
98 for 1 when he goes after 7.1, and they finish on 197 for 6. Now, am I being uber critical here? I don't think that it clearly wasn't enough.
They should have got past 200.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. I think that the way that Kent dragged that back, obviously, we talk about it, momentum's a huge drug in this sport. You know, I mean, how many bowlers did they use? They used 7 bowlers. And that's always a big thing. But Joe Denley.
Bowlers shortly. This wasn't far off, but they came
for 3, by the way, for Joe Denley.
We'll give him a pass for it.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I do apologise for interrupting. 0 for 3, by the way, of Joe Denley for his 1 over. Go on, the lad. Love to see it. A little bit of Joe Denley turning his arm over. Beautiful. Dean Forrester, 3 for 25 from his 4.
I can't believe he didn't go to Zach with his high release point.
Well, that's a fair point. We'll come on to him in a minute because he helped me get to the top of the pile. Well, he helped me get back to the top of the pile in the men's league that we've got going. But you know, Matt Milne's 1 for 29 as well. A lot of bowlers, you know, Fred Clarkson, Tom Rogers, and Bertie Foreman getting a bit of tap, but really good control in particular. Imagine thinking that Jake Lintott surplus to requirements. You can send him out on loan. Weird, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
just saying.
It's almost like that would make you into a very bad side all of a sudden.
Well, 197 for 6 for Sussex, right?
I mean, It's a good score. Let's be honest, it's a good score, but
it's a good score. But we know at Canterbury that it's not. It might not be enough.
It's gettable. Yeah,
yeah.
Like I say, even just psychologically, that magic number over 200 just helps. But yeah, it was one that probably fell a little bit short of where it should have done. And I was watching this game.
Same. I watched a bit of it.
As I was sat in the press box at Lancs. And the way that Talandamir started, Tamal came on to bowl the second over. And he just went, first ball of Tamal. And I think it was possibly the first ball that Tawanda had faced. I can't remember exactly how it went at the start. But he just slapped him for 6. straight back over his head. And then he hit the next ball for 4 as well. And I just thought, right, this is a pitch where this is 100% gettable, because I hadn't seen a huge amount of the first innings as I was doing sort of other bits before. But it was a sort of, they got off to not really a flyer. The 1 for 31 after the first 4 overs.
Yeah.
But then Zach Crawley, you sort of intimated that he wouldn't make them a better side by being available for all of it.
Right.
And I know you were doing it, you were teeing it up a little bit as a question, but you asked it in a way that implied that you felt that he wasn't going to improve them.
Right.
And then he played
Two things.
And put you back.
Two things on this. Right. And yes, you got the nibble. Well done. One, I am asking questions. I'm playing devil's advocate. That is my role on this show.
See, you know the rule. If you're playing devil's advocate, you must say the words.
Fair point. But also, if we look at the Champo and we look at the way that his brain looked completely fried for the first 6 weeks of Champo.
I just frees you up this competition, though, doesn't it? Just go out there and go after it.
And that's a fair point, and I agree with you. But you have to recognise that for the first 6 weeks of Champo, he looked like he had never hit a cricket ball in his life.
That was the same last year, and then he played well in this competition last year as well. Like, let's be honest. If I'm Zach Crawley now, I'm going, fuck that red ball shit. Like, what's the point? Let's go and make a fortune around the world, because I am mint at T20.
He can hit a long ball, can Zach Crawley? Make no mistake about that. And I agree. It was, like I say, I've got him in my team, mate. I've got him in my team. Yeah. So you know that you know that I really rate Crawley in a T20 in a world anyway. But you have to look at the way that he was playing in Champo and look that his brain looked completely fried. But he's come back and he's batted really well, and it's another big innings, and it's another big knot for Zach. Like, you know, I'm pleased for him, because he gets. Look, is he a red ball opening batter? No, I don't think he is, but I don't think
he's a number 8 that bowls plenty of spin with a high release point. Get him back in the squad.
Shocker, are you saying that? But anyway. But also as well, can we shout out Dean Forrester as well, by the way?
He had a day out. Absolute day out. 3 for 20 odd with the ball, 3 for 25 with the ball, and then 35 off of 18. Like I said, great knock from Zach Crawley, but surely Dean Forrester was player of the match. I didn't watch right through to the presentation after the game. I turned it off as soon as it finished, but I'm assuming he got the picked that up.
Well, I thought that Kent would win this game, and they did. You know, Sussex obviously went really well in their first game, but you know, it happens. Sometimes people's like, remember, the Oppo are allowed to play well. We'll take our learnings. You know how it works. I hate to say this because we love him, but I think Tamal has to have the bathroom, doesn't he? 0 for 48 off 3.2. I think that's bathroom territory.
Yeah, of course it is. Absolute bathroom.
We love him, but we know the rules.
Yep. Unfortunately, no one is safe from the bathroom treatment.
And I fear that Essex are not safe from the McFarlane treatment. Look, before we go into Lancashire, do you want the floor?
For Essex?
Yes.
We're staying in the South Group, aren't we? Yeah.
Yes. If you want the floor's yours. Go do what you like with it.
Yeah, I what the fuck are they doing? Like, what are they doing? 8 different bowlers is ridiculous. Like, you look at the players that they've got, and Simon Harmer, as much as I think he's probably living a little bit on 2019 still, he's not done a lot for the last couple of years. As captain, has only bowled himself 3 overs when he's gone 1 for 23. Matt Critchley's also got 1 for 23 off 3, not bowled his final over. Charlie Bennett's bowled all 4 when he's gone at 11s. And then people like Shane Snaither, who is an excellent player in this format, has only bowled 3. Paul Walter has only bowled 1. And he is more than just a part-time bowler. He bowls plenty in all formats. It just stinks of a team that's got no idea what their identity is and what they're going to do. But the thing that really got me with this Essex side is the fact that, okay, so you've picked 8 bowlers. 8 people are going to go and turn their arm over. You've then got Simon Fernandez batting at number 8 when he didn't bowl a delivery. He's not in there as a bowler. He's not got the gloves on. How can you possibly have a team of 8 bowlers and you've still got a standalone batsman at 8?
It doesn't make any sense, does it? Let's be honest about it.
Utterly stupid. And they're a young side, and a very good young side. I think they're seriously lacking in the overseas department. Vian Mulder is a fantastic cricketer. When the ball is dead, he's got whites on.
But remember,
he's
he
not
just
a
loves
T20
to be
player at all.
Just remember, VM Boulder. He just wants to be respectful. It's just about respecting him.
He just can stay and be respectful in his whites, playing red ball cricket, because that's what he's good at. He's very, very good at it. Simon Harmer now, I think, is a little bit past it. And yes, I know he's the captain, but I think he's probably at the point where they could have got 2 better overseas players in. You look at players that are available and don't play in the IPL. So let's have a think of where we could be thinking, like maybe somewhere like Pakistan, who are very, very good T20 players. Players like, players there like Harris Ralph, who you could bring in as a bowler, who adds a hell of a lot. And then you look at Mohammed Rizwan or Babar Azam, like players that are serious T20 quality players that could come in for the entire blast if you pay them a little bit of money. It just feels like it's all a bit of a mess.
Well,
and maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, and maybe I won't get into Chelmsford next time I go down there. But
we both won't.
Sometimes you need an app, and they're getting one for this.
I tell you who doesn't need an app. The best player in this competition that we called him. 69 off 42 for Tristan Stubbs after literally being in the country less than 24 pissing hours.
Yeah, landed at 10 o'clock on Monday night. Had to go and have his sort of health checks on Tuesday morning to make sure he was fit and well to play. And took his time to get himself in. 10, 11 balls, as he does quite often. It's the way he plays the game. And then just accelerated and smashed 5 sixes on his way to 69 not out.
Well,
very well helped by Hilton Cartwright as well, who also pummeled the ball everywhere in 46 not out for him. And that partnership of 84 for the final wicket off the last 6 overs just took the game away from Essex. And it was like, it felt it was a good pitch and that you could maybe get after it, but they needed to get off to a good start. And when you end up losing 3 in the power play, you're going to struggle.
Well, this is what I was going to say quickly about Tristan Stubbs, by the way. Is like you say, he came in at 52 for 3. So there's a big start from that on that front as well. But like we mentioned this, and we were talking about this obviously in the group chat last night, and we'll mention it now. Half of his sixes, at least 4 of them probably, he didn't even middle. He didn't even middle.
No, he didn't. Like he's one of those players. He's very much the modern type of player where you don't get the foot anywhere near the pitch of the ball. Like you don't do that anymore. Just clear it out the way and just swing your arms through it and your wrists through it and hit it as hard as you can. Like almost sort of much more sort of a cross bat rather than straight through the line. But yeah, like I say, the bottom of the bat, they were not anywhere near the middle and still comfortably
there was that one
near in the boundaries.
Well, there was that one, I think, towards either the 18th or 19th over, and I messaged you, didn't I? And I was like, he's literally bottom edged that, and it's flowed over the rope. Like, it weren't like it was just over cleared it.
It was almost toe-ended. It's almost one of them that just usually shoots down into the floor and just cleared the rope by a distance as well.
Hampshire making 200 for 4, Essex in the end 170 for 7, so Hampshire winning by 30 runs. Look,
yeah, and that flattered them, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
the late hitting from Simon Harmer made that look a lot closer than it was, because they added 40 off the last 2.5 overs when the game was well and truly done. Yeah, it was an absolute pummeling.
But
it was nearly a pummeling for the man in the Indian street food van, to be fair, at the start of this innings, when Michael Pepper nearly murdered him with a huge...
It's a fair point, yeah. But, you know, Scott Curry does...
And as much as I've just had a big dig at Essex, there were some positives. Luke Benkenstein played great. Really nice.
Yeah, 31. Yeah.
Noah Thane was only there for a short period of time, but again, looked good for his 18 off 11. Like, clearly very talented striker of the ball as well. So, and we know that Walter Paul and Michael Pepper and Critchley are all very good cricketers as well. Like, there is some good stuff there, and it's a very young side, but they need to get some sort of a grip on what their identity is. And, like, how many times do we see proper cricket teams, Hampshire being one of them, a very successful cricket team, 5 bowlers, all of them bowl the 4 overs. They all know the plan. They all know what they're doing. They don't deviate from it, even if it's not quite going to plan. Like I said, there were times when Benkenstein and them were getting after them, and it was looking like they might get themselves back into the chase. Stick to your plan, do what you do, and let your bowlers do what they do. Like, Chris Wood's figures took a battering in that final over because he was excellent for the first 3. Scott Curry does. Just
4 for 18.
Yeah, didn't even get a bit of tap today. Like, usually he gets a bit of tap along with his wickets, but he was excellent in that regard as well. They were just... And Andrew Neil was good as well. He had a last over that went for a few, but he was on debut, I believe. And a nice start for him in his first Blast game as well. It just looks like a team that knows what they're doing and a team that didn't know what they were doing out there. And
the team that was the team that knew what they're doing. Yeah. Andrew Neil, he's had a bit of a change around, hasn't he, since he left GB News? Fair play to him for going for cricket. Love it.
I'll be honest with you, never watched GB News in my life. I do not watch football news.
No. It's a fair point. Anyway, right, that's the South Group. We'll come on to the rest of the tables in a little bit. 2 games of the North Group still to go through. I promise. I hope you're still with us. Lancs against Notts then, and this is where we are. Again, hand the floor back to you, mate, because we sat here and how long have I said this now? For about 2 years. I'm so concerned about this Notts side. I'm not trying to deflect from the start from the Bears had at all, but this Notts side, man. Jesus, they are in serious bother.
Yeah, and I thought they'd do all right. I had them as third. I had them third.
Yeah, I think you had them third. Yeah.
Originally, I think I had them sneaking in, but then I changed my mind and say that they wouldn't. So it's a bit of a concern for them. George Linder bowled very well at the start for them. 2 very good overs in the power play at the beginning. But just not enough. We batted nicely though. We did bat well. 50 for Keaton, who looked in great nick. Looked really good touch. Great to see Hursty in the runs again. It has been a lean sort of year or so for him.
Mm-hmm.
After sort of bursting on the scene the year before and being excellent, he's not had a lot of runs at any point. So really nice knock for him, getting 57. But the knock that really took it away was Ben McDermott. He had 12 from 11 balls.
Wow.
Took his time to get in. He reached his 50 from 22 balls. His next 11 balls went for 40.
Solid enough.
And
ended up striking at 400.
Joe Moore's played shot of the day.
Yeah, ridiculous. That reverse.
Unbelievable. It's way in front of square with the reverse. Was a spectacular reverse for 6. And then
Can I just
Greeny
say-
came in and hit a couple of boundaries at the end as well.
Can I just say with Ben McDermott, he did the perfect innings. 6 4s, 4 6s. Love to see it.
Love to see
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
What we don't love to see, and not because, it's just in general, but what we don't love to see is Dylan Pennington going for 61 off 3 overs. That's not a bathroom. That's not a house. That's not a street. That's the entirety of Nottinghamshire and the rest of the East Midlands he's got treatment-wise.
Yeah.
That is
that was
bad.
it was not ideal from him. His first 2 overs went for plenty. I felt really sorry for him in his final over because he came back to bowl the last. And
brutal.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, it was obviously looking at who could come back to bowl the last, and it was either him, Farhan, or Pocklington. And it probably had to be him of who you were looking at as your options. But yeah, coming back at that point. But then what happened then in that final over was he had 1 dropped over the boundary for 6.
Ouch.
And then the very next ball, 1 goes straight through the fielder for 4 as well.
Yeesh.
And you just thought, it's just not your day, Dylan.
But
because you've had
again,
a rough start, you've been pummeled around for the first 2 overs, and you just need one of your mates to back you up a little bit. And unfortunately, they made it worse.
Benny Howell, though, again, what a signing. We talked about
Really
it,
good.
obviously, in the previous season. Well, 1 for 24, going up on a ball when the rest of your team's going at over 10s. Excellent stuff. Really good.
Yeah.
To be fair, I thought Notts had started off pretty well here. Joe Clark and Jordan
in the
Huntley.
power play, they started really well. Like
But then Joe,
58 for none at the start of the 6th over when Joe Clark went. Absolute master stroke, throwing the batting all-rounder on at that point, because they were absolutely flying along. And I was starting to get a little bit concerned, but Hartley comes in, second delivery, gets Joe Clark.
Were you actually starting to get concerned?
With how well they were batting? A little bit, just for a second. Because the way that him and Munsey were batting, if they go on to 8-9 overs at the rate they were going, and probably even speeding up a little bit the way that they can both strike a ball, all of a sudden you're looking at, you're in the 9th over and they've got 110 on the board, and then all of a sudden it's less than 10 and over that you need on a pitch that was clearly a decent pitch as well.
Yeah.
You'd start to get concerned because they've then got Jack Haynes, Tom Moores, Freddie McCann that can all strike a ball as well. Even down to Benny Howell who can strike a ball as well.
Yeah.
But
absolutely, yeah.
if they can set a big platform, I'd start to worry. But what we were able to do was pick up sort of regular wickets from there on. Between Hartley and Balderson, getting those sort of players around there between your dangerous players in that middle order as well. And all of a sudden, the game was very much over with.
I'll give Dylan Pennington his due here. I'm not saying he got his runs back, not at all. But
he did have a good old hit at the end and got some of them at least.
Yeah, and he's helped the net run rate out for Notts, so that's always good. But like I say, man, I mean, you obviously look. The headline figure is the batting all rounder. Tom Hartley 4 for 20, absolutely outstanding. Chris Green, though, I'm sorry, dude,
for him. And they only
dude.
He only got to ball 3.5 as well because Blathers got injured and only ball 1 ball. So that hurt my fantasy team as well, to be honest. Because I had Blathers in there who was in good form on Friday, and I was thinking, get me a fair few points here on Monday. But yeah, that hurt me a little bit.
Well, everybody took a wicket. Bar Blathers only bowled 1 ball, so that's important. But I'm going to have to say it, dude. I'm sorry. Greeny gets a bathroom. You know the rule. 50. I'm sorry. You know the rule.
I'm going to have to take back what I said a minute ago. Like, we love Tamal. No one is safe from the bathroom, but Chris Green's safe from the bathroom.
Oh no, he isn't.
Not a
You
chance
know he
is
isn't.
getting that from me.
He's getting the bathroom. You know the rule. 50 minutes.
But it doesn't apply to Chris Green. Nothing applies to Chris Green.
Oh, it absolutely does, my friend.
That man
absolutely
can do
does.
whatever he likes. He could go for 100 off his 4, and I still go, yeah, he was unlucky though. He bowled well.
Sack, George Bordas, as you mentioned, and Harry Singh all getting wickets, but it is Tom Hartley who got 4 for 20 from his 3.5, and he spoke to Cam after the Lancashire Lightning beat Nottinghamshire Outlaws by 39 runs.
Congratulations, first of all, Tom. Great performance with the ball there. That is the second best T20 bowling figures for you, I believe, today as well. So must be nice to come out there and perform that way today.
Yeah, no, it was fantastic. I think, after, like I said, after the start they had, I think we really needed some wickets, and you just got to back yourself at all times, try and hit the stumps. But yeah, I think this ground really suits, personally my bowling strength. So I sort of know what to do when the going gets tough. So, but yeah, it's just nice to see the results out there.
Yeah, definitely. And like I say, how important was it to get underway and get a win on this first weekend? Because 2 games less than usual in the Blast. Well, not usual, obviously the new normal as it is now for the way it is. Important to get that win on the first weekend.
Yeah, I think so. We want to win all our games here, make our life a whole lot easier later on in the group stages. So if we can do that, it puts less pressure on us away from home, and hopefully we can play with a bit more freedom going forward.
And back here Friday, how do you prepare now for the next few days?
I think with the injuries we've had, we'll have plenty of rest, I think. But I think, with the weather, it's going to be hot. I think, we'll be training hard, but, we're also going to make sure that we're not too fatigued for Friday and make sure everyone's fit and healthy. So I think recovery will be a priority for us.
Well, congratulations again. Go well.
Cheers, thank you.
Final game then to look back on, and this was chaos at Grace Road. All of it, just great chaos.
Really good.
Oh, it was Andrew Donald, 49 off 24. Martin Anderson, 57 off 29. Caleb Jewell not out, 58 off 35. Then obviously hit Matty Montgomery, 27 off of 13. Darbs in the end against Leicestershire putting up 230 for 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did think that it was very kind of Leicestershire to allow Nasser to come and make the choice at the toss for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, caller at the toss was very kind of them. Putting them in and letting them get 230 is not ideal whatsoever.
Would you be surprised to know that's the highest score of this so far in this Blast?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so.
It's a wonderful, wonderful knock from them, and like I say, it's just stirred around. The way that Donald and Anderson struck it at the top was just special, and then I'd say it just sort of continued down from there, right down to the end. Like Amit Bajra coming in at 7 and only facing 3 balls, but even he put up 11 from those 3 as well.
Yeah, 100%. It was just brilliant. And you can't.
Like, it was absolutely good because he's been in great nick as well, and gets done caught and ball with an absolutely wonderful catch from Ian Holland off his first ball, and didn't get a chance to bat on there for more than a delivery.
Do you know the worst thing is, right, for Darbs? Okay, their highest score was 231 for 4, and that was against Leicestershire at Derby. So they were 1 run short of it. That would have been brutal for them, especially because Darbs have been absolutely hammered. In fact, actually, they have the highest ever score against them. Do you remember that quarter-final against Somerset when they got absolutely battered, 265 for 5 at the time? Ridiculous. But look, it was a great performance.
If memory serves me right, we put up a huge number against them last year as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was about 240 or something like that. And we did as well. We did it as well. So they've had their fair share of it.
That was Hursty's last decent knock because he got our fastest ever 50 on that day. Just realising I missed a couple of shout outs from our game as well. I'm going to a couple of good stats from in and around the press box. 50th T20 wicket for Saqib Mahmood for Lancashire. which
Very good.
surprised me. I thought he'd have a lot more than that, but obviously misses a lot of games due to injury in England and everything else. But this one will shock you. So Keaton Jennings got to 2,000 T20 runs for Lancashire.
Yeah.
Fastest man to 2,000 T20 runs for Lancashire.
Fair play, like, you know.
Well,
fair play.
Well, I assumed that would be Liam Livingston. Because Liam Livingston has gone past 2,000 runs already.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, Keaton got there in less games and also in less deliveries.
Oh, wow. Fair play. Wow.
But Liam has hit 92 more sixes than Keaton has.
Do you know what? That's not a surprise.
Not a surprise. Fair. But that's why when you watch Livy bat and the way that he bats, you just assume that he would have got there way quicker than Keaton has. But no, Keaton, the fastest man in terms of deliveries and innings to get to 2,000 T20 runs for Lancashire.
We'll go back to this game then for Leicestershire and Derbyshire. Going to the bowling figures for Leicestershire.
Well, I don't think they'll want us to do that. I think they'll want us to move from those.
Well, Ashton Turner only getting 2 overs, going 1 for 12. Why is he not bowling all 4? That's the first thing from that. Secondly, I'm giving out 3 bathrooms. Ben, Mike Ben.
This is a large house. This is a manor house here.
Mike Ben gets a bathroom. 0 for 47 off 3. That's a bathroom. Ben Green, you know the rule, 50. I've said this before. Gets a bathroom for that. 1 for 54. And Alex Green, I'm going to give it to you. You bowl 2 overs and you're going at 15 and over. That's a bathroom for me. It might be only a small bathroom. It might be a WC, but it's a bathroom.
Yeah, that's the downstairs
toilet. Yeah, that's the downstairs toilet. That's what it is. Leicestershire, I mean, they started wonderfully, didn't they? 6 for 3 of their first 2.
It's what we always say, isn't it? Like, if you're chasing 230, you really want to make sure that you lose 3 wickets in the first 2 overs. That's what the way that you should go about it.
Absolutely, 100%. Ashton Turner bowled really well. Batted really well. 53 off of 22. That was a really good knock, I thought, from him, to be fair.
Yeah,
and Ben Cox as well.
Another side, though, Leicester, I'm a little bit confused by the lineup. Like, they bowled 7 different bowlers. They didn't play Josh Davey, which baffled me anyway.
Yep.
And they also didn't play Sol Budinger.
Very strange.
Now,
Ever so strange.
I think if you play Josh Davey, they get less than 230.
Yep.
And if you play Sol Budinger, you're better placed to chase down a big total.
But to be fair, Eskenazi's been brilliant for Middlesex for years. So I ain't got an issue with that.
Budinger's been in great nick for the last couple of years. And he always gets you off to a flyer.
Yeah. And to be fair as well, like...
You still play the 2 of them. Like, both Budinger, Eskenazi, and Rishi Patel. Like, move Rishi down to 3. Like,
yeah. Possibly.
And open with Eskenazi and Budinger. But, yeah, obviously, you're going to have to rotate at times and sort of swap people around. So they're already 3 games in at this point. So they have played 3 games pretty quickly.
We are going to give another bathroom out. That is to Akif Javed. 0 for 32 off his 2. Again, over 15 and over, that's a bathroom. Is there anybody else that we need to talk about from the Derbyshire bowling figures? I don't know. Anything else happen?
Well, we teased this earlier when we were talking about Rihanna McDonald-Gay and the way that she bowled. But what she didn't do, and what I don't think anyone's ever done in a blast game before, is as well as taking 6 wickets, get 50 odd as well with the bat. Martin Anderson, have yourself a day, son.
Get yourself a glass of something chilled, my friend. That was incredible.
You can dine out on this one for a while, I would say. 6 for 23 from his 4 overs.
And he was 3 for 7 after 2.
I know.
Ludicrous. And then that catch, by the way.
Couple in the him and Ben Aitchison were both having a sail after the first 2 overs when everything was 2 for 1.
Correct. Very good. Like it.
But yeah, they were yeah, just an excellent all-round performance, and definitely quite comfortably the player of the match right there.
That catch for his fifth, by the way, we both were watching it, weren't we? Just went, what a grab! Just literally plonk, yoink.
I'm going to apologise again for spoiling that for you, because
it's all right.
I was slightly ahead of you as we were watching it, but we were on here before recording, and it was just like I was like just gave it away with my reaction to it, but I was caught out by it. But yeah, it was he's top of the run scoring charts. He's second in the bowling charts. He hadn't bowled until today.
MVP, mate. He's the MVP of this comp. That's where we are after this first week. Martin Anderson. I'm going to say this quite comfortably here. I think Leicestershire are done, and it pains me to say that because they are like they were my pick. But this side, man, this side looks dreadful. I mean, I've said about Nottinghamshire, Leicestershire, they look dreadful, mate. I'll go as far as saying
it's not where you want to be sat, really. 3 games in, 3 losses, and a net run rate of minus 345.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're
done.
I think.
Especially when they come to your lot on Friday night.
I'm not ready to say that they're done yet.
They will be after Friday.
Yeah, if they lose on Friday, then if you know it from 4, see you later. Start practicing for next year, lads.
Yeah, well, they're going to be not for my money because they're coming to your lot. But we'll go through previews in a second. Here are the tables. Going through the Central and West group hasn't changed from where we were, obviously, this week. Northants, Somerset, Gloucestershire, all on 8 points. Worcestershire on 4. Glammy and Warwickshire are 5th and 6th with 0 points.
Actually, don't move on. Make sure we get that bit in.
No, but genuinely though, as I said to you on Sunday, the fact is that Northants, Somerset, Gloss already on 8 points, 2 from 2. Glammy and Warwickshire, if they lose this weekend, see you later. Bye-bye. See you later. Because there's no way you're catching up with that already. That's just my opinion. I'm sorry. That's just where we are.
No, I think I won't write anyone off after 3 games. If you're still on 0 points after 4, then I'm starting writing people off.
Well, I think you'll be writing off Leicestershire in a minute. Durham, Yorkshire are all on 8 points in the North group. Derby and Lancashire are on 4. Notts and Leicester on 0. So 2 on 8, 2 on 4, 2 on 0. Love the symmetry. 2v2. It's like Noah's Ark. Fantastic. Then we've got in the South group. Would you be surprised to know that Surrey are top of the pile? No. They're on 8 points. Kent are on 8 points as well from their 2 games after winning against Sussex. Hampshire got their first points on the board. They're on 4 points. Sussex are on 2 points. Obviously, they won a game, but because they had a point deduction, that means they're on 2. And then Middlesex and Essex yet to get off the mark. So that's where we are. They've all played 2 games in the South group.
I really, really hope we don't end up in a situation where Sussex are a 3rd place side.
Yeah.
Or even a 2nd place side, and they miss out because of that points deduction.
Well, they won't miss out on a 2nd place, obviously. They'll be qualifying if they're in 2nd, but I get what you mean.
No, what I mean is if they would have been a 2nd and they drop down to 3rd and end up missing out because of that. So, I think hopefully that's not something that we see. But then again,
who knows?
It did come from there's a points deduction for a reason, I suppose.
Yeah. Right. We have gone on for a long time, but it's a Friday, so we love it. Let's go through then another busy weekend. And where do we start? We start at New Road, 5:30.
We always start there weekend. Because they haven't got any footlights. Because they will electrocute themselves.
Thank you. I will make this extraordinarily simple. We could have lost 11 games, and this would be the 12th game. We'll be 0 from 11. We could have had a minus net run rate of 7,432. And there is absolutely no fucking chance of my picking the Bears to beat the Bears on Derby Day. Fuck off. Bears win. You Bears. Thank you.
Up.
And I'm going. And I'm going as well. I can't wait. First time I'm going to New Road. I'm so buzzing.
Up the Bears.
Yeah.
The Bears win. They do just win. Like I say, they were my sneaky outsider pick. They started off really well, then they had an awful game after that. So they're back to having a good game. And they win.
No. Right. Other games then. In the Central and West Group, Glanby Somerset. Glanby have to win, in my opinion, but they've got to try and somehow beat Somerset. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
I am actually going to say Glanby win this.
I'm not. I
get
watched them against Gloucestershire in person. They were, I'm not going to say lucky to get up to the score that they got to, but they were in a hole and they were struggling and managed to get up to a semi-reasonable score. And then they were in a good position with the ball and managed to still lose the game against the Gloucester side that aren't playing the best cricket yet. Despite being 2 from 2, they're not playing particularly well at this point. And I think, well, Jack said that himself when we spoke to him, like they need to do a lot more with the bat and still manage to win that game. So when Somerset come to town, if you're losing those sorts of games, you're going to get pummeled by Somerset. So Somerset win.
Okay, I'm just going for the upset just to try and make this a bit of fun and try and make the Central and West Group interesting. Quite frankly, that's what I'm hoping for. Two sides that are on 8 points, so Northampton and Gloucester, they are also meeting in the Central and West Group. Tight game, this, I think.
Yeah.
But if in doubt, pick the home side. Yeah. Northampton win.
I'm going to go the other way, but
Ooh.
I don't. Again, I've just said it talking about Glamorgan then, but I don't think the Gloucester side are playing particularly well. But they're finding a way to win games. And the bowling is excellent. So, yeah, go on then. They're going to find a way again.
This is interesting as well because I think Northampton have played all 3 of their games so far at home. I think this is their third straight game.
I'm pretty sure they have.
Yeah, that's weird. They don't normally start that. I mean, they've got to come to our gaff on Sunday.
At home. They've also started with 3 games all within the division as well. They haven't played anyone from outside the division yet, which not many have done. Well, that have played 3 at least.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, we'll move on. Don't forget as well, Worcester Warwickshire is on Sky, so we'll get to see the Bears win on Telebox. Here we go. Right, but I will be there. Can't wait. Friday night.
I'll be at Emirates Old Trafford watching Lancashire smash Leicestershire.
Well, that's where we'll start, and I think we'll start and end there because you will.
Lovely little segue. Like it worked nicely, didn't it?
It did, but yeah, you'll batter them again, 100%.
We don't lose very often at home. I don't think we'll absolutely batter them because I don't think we.
Oh, I do.
I don't. Yeah, I know we did actually batter not. So we're not usually a team for absolutely battering people. We tend to give them a bit of a chance, but yeah, I think we win.
Durham, Yorkshire, which Cricket Info seems to think is at Derby. I mean, it's not. I've decked. It is at Chester Street, but it is at Derby apparently, according to Cricket Info. Because that's part of a double header.
We have moved Durham. It is now in Derbyshire.
I think it's a really tight game because I think Durham overall, I think, look pretty good. In Yorkshire, they look sneaky good at the minute. They really do. I like the way that they won against Notts. I like the way they got over the line against Darbs. But I go to Durham. I don't know. I really don't know. 2 teams that are on 8 points, so we're going to lose an undefeated record potentially unless it's a tie.
Yeah.
If in doubt, pick the home team.
Yeah,
I'm going to go Durham.
I think so. I think it's like I say. I think Durham have been good so far. So have Yorkshire. It's a close game. Just edged it with the home side, I think.
Yeah, and final game in the North Group then on Friday, Derbyshire against Notts. Now, obviously, Derbyshire won against Leicestershire by 85 runs. Notts have looked absolutely bobbins, and they've got to go to the Incora.
Yeah.
This absolutely screams a Derbyshire win. But I just have that feeling that this is going to be one of those games where we sit and go, how the bloody hell did that happen? But Derbyshire, even in the games they lost, those first 3 that they've lost, 2, they lost the first 2. They could have won them. Notts
Yeah.
haven't been close. And that's why I'm thinking, why am I thinking that this is a game where we're going to sit here on Sunday night or Monday night when we record and go, how the fuck did that happen? I just, you know, when you just get one of those feelings that this might happen, that's where I'm at. And I don't know whether to be bold enough to go and pick Notts.
I was trying to find something in the head-to-head form, but there isn't anything. Like I was trying to find a run of, like, they split the last 3-2 to Notts.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, maybe they've won at home and Derbyshire have won at home, but there's a mix of that as well. So on that evidence, I just go with the team that's been better so far, which is Derbyshire, who were excellent tonight. So they win.
Yeah. I don't know whether to be bold or not. Nah, I'm going to play it safe.
This side are going to win games at some point. Like they're not absolutely dreadful. Like they're a pretty talented side.
Don't try and tempt me into it again, you little shit. No, it's not happening. Picking Derby. I'm going for it.
Just at the end of him heart, just toss him on up, ready.
Yeah. Mind the windows, Tino. Right, South Group. A lot of games on.
Down the track, has a wild hack at it, spins through the gate. See you later.
Well, the next 3 games to look at are in the South Group. 2 are on Friday and 1 on Saturday. So let's go through the games on Friday. Kent, Essex. Again, I think this is an interesting game. Essex have looked pretty poor. Kent have looked pretty decent. I say it's an interesting game. It's not.
After my rants about Essex earlier, I can only pick Kent to win this.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kent as well. But a game that I'm really looking forward to. It's part of a double header, obviously. Hampshire, Surrey in the women's game, and then Hampshire, Surrey in the men's game. This is a good game. Really, really, really looking forward to this. If I wasn't going to Warwickshire, if I wasn't going to New Road, absolutely, I'll be watching this game. I think... No, because do you know what? Again, I want to pick Hampshire because I picked them to win the comp, but Surrey always seem to beat Hampshire at the Rose Bowl. So the law of averages suggests it's time for a change. Give me Hampshire.
Taking Hampshire.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, I just think Surrey will win.
Okay.
All right. I'm still not. I don't know. I think I'm influenced by how sold on Hampshire you are. That I just in my head I'm like, that just can't be the case. Like he can't be that right about it. So that for that reason, Surrey win.
Okay, fair enough. The other game left in the South Group is on Saturday. We were going to be going to Hove for this, but we are going somewhere different, which we will talk about very quickly before the end of this pod, because this has been a marathon pod. But Sussex against Middlesex, very easy. Sussex win, move on. Yeah, we don't even need to spend time on that one. 100%. Right, Sunday, final games then in the weekend to preview. Warwickshire, Northants. Now, I remember last year, Northants came and absolutely did an absolute number on us. They've won the last 3. Across the 3 games. If we're 1 from 4, it's not looking good. But I can't have Northants winning 4 games on the bounce. Sorry, I just can't.
They like to start well in this competition, as we know.
They do. No, I can't have Northants winning 4 on the bounce. Give me the Bears.
I think this is first win for you as well.
Okay. First,
obviously, you've got it as second win for you. I've got it as first win.
I get that.
Yeah, I think so. I think that Northants have been helped by being able to play at home for the first few. I think it comes to an end. Did I already have it coming to an end, or did I have them winning? Oh, no, I had them coming to an end. Anyway, I think they're 2 from 2. 2 and 2 from 4. We'll get there in the end.
We'll get there in the end.
Northants lose 4 games.
It's been a long episode. Yorkshire Gloucester 2:30 start. Yeah, I've got Yorkshire losing on Friday and got them losing this. Give me Yorkshire all day on a road at Headingley. the Gloucestershire bowlers
Yeah,
get sent.
I think this is one where Gloss can't get over the line by bowling well because there won't be enough in the pitch for them to do so. So, yeah, Yorkshire win this one.
Another one, Middlesex, Hampshire. Again, if Hampshire, for me, I as much as I want Middlesex to win a game, if Hampshire are going to win this comp, they've got to beat Middlesex. It's as simple as plain as that. So,
yeah, agree. Hampshire win that one.
Notts, Durham. Again, I really like the way Durham are playing. I don't like the way the Notts are playing. So I'm going to go with Durham. That's for me, at least, anyway.
Trent Bridge on a Sunday afternoon, Notts win.
You're only saying that because Gob's going there.
Is he?
Yeah.
I wasn't saying it for that reason because I wasn't aware of that fact. But no, I genuinely I do think, like I said, they are too good not to win some games. They're going to win at some point, and the first win's probably going to be at Trent Bridge. So yeah, Notts win.
Okay, fair. All right. Next up then is got 2 more to go. Essex, Derbyshire. I say this is the one where Essex get their first win. Essex win.
Chelmsford helps.
Yes.
But Derbyshire are used to playing on small grounds and putting up big runs. So I think anyone that you want come in there, Derbyshire probably doesn't help if you're not playing particularly well. As we saw tonight, they are more than capable of smashing the ball everywhere. So yeah, go on then. Give me Derbyshire.
Okay, nice. All right. And finally then, Surrey versus Kent at the Oval. Because obviously this is between 2 sides that have actually, at the moment at least, won both their games. They could have won all 3 by the time that this game matters. So it could be 12-12, in terms of the top. So it could be
will be from my predictions.
I can't have Surrey losing 2 games in a row. That's just that's just not possible.
Yeah.
So Surrey win this. Unfortunately, as much as I want Kent to do bits, because I like Kent, my side. But,
yeah, I've got this as the top of the table battle. They will both be on 12 points going into it. Can I see Kent go into the Oval and win? I'm not so sure. I think it's a Surrey win. I think if it was at Canterbury, I'd have probably gone the other way. I think this is
100%.
I think it is that. It is the typical pick the home side. So yeah, I will go take Surrey in a tight one.
And on that bombshell, finally, this marathon pod ends. This has been a very long one. I didn't think it would be, but we've been talking a lot about different things. But there we go.
In fairness, there were a lot of games to go through and a lot of games to preview.
Yes, 100%. So it's been back to the old days, really. But we are all good. I hope that you are all good yourselves after listening to this marathon pod. But we do hope that your weekend is full of Vitality Blast cricket. I will see you, Cameron, on Saturday afternoon.
I will.
It's a big day.
Yeah,
it's
you
a big
need to
day.
Make sure you're not too hungover from Friday night.
I've got a big drive. I've got a big drive from Bristol.
I'm on the train down to Bristol, and I'm going in the press box on Friday night so I'll be fine. I will not be hungover.
I'm sound.
Yeah, I will not be hungover whatsoever, and I get to sit on the train all the way down.
Yeah.
Seat Frog for the upgrade if I get it. Just if I say it enough times, they might just give me one.
Yeah, that is how it works. 100%.
But yeah, so I will see that I get in at about 12:05 into Temple Meads. So you need to be up and alive and down to Bristol for a similar time.
I'm going to guarantee you this, my friend, that is not happening. Well, actually, I don't know, because obviously the game starts at 2:30.
Half two.
Yeah, so we'll have to be down there. But I might take it easy on Friday night in Worcester, particularly if we lose, which is not going to happen because bears eat bears. But if we do somehow lose, then I might
see you in Bristol on Saturday. We will have copious amounts of alcohol. We will watch the England women up against India women. We'll then watch the Champions League final, and then
see where the night takes us. I guess that's
the world is our lobster at that point.
Yeah, I've got to really be careful though, because obviously I'm working on Sunday. I've got Warwickshire against Northants at Edgbaston, so I've got to be careful. But that'll be
I'm
fine.
lying in until on the dot of 12 o'clock when we have to check out. Then I'm going to go and get some lunch, and then I'll get my train on about 3 o'clock. It's perfect.
Could be lovely, amazing. But yes, if you are in the Bristol area on Saturday, come see us. You know, if you're going to the game, because this is the first time that either one of us are going to do the Seat Unique at Bristol.
Yeah,
can't wait. Another ground to tick off. Can't bloody wait. I've got 2 grounds. I'm kicking off 2 grounds this weekend. I'll only have 3 more to do. And 2 of them you've done, you little shit. But that's another issue entirely. But that is it for us. Thank you so much for listening. We always really do appreciate it. And if you've been watching us as well, hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube. There's been a few of you who have liked and subscribed. So thank you so much for that, because we really care about this competition. I hope that we show that to you. If you haven't already been listening to us over the past few years, I'm hoping that you are getting the sense of how much we love this competition in particular, and we love that so many of you are listening to it as well. We've got record-breaking numbers yet again across the socials, and again Spotify and Apple. It's ludicrous.
Make sure you do hit that like and subscribe, because we've got a few ideas of new little things we might throw in at points as well throughout the season. So things just building towards more and more for you to watch and see along with us. So.
Absolutely. And make sure as well, if you are on Spotify as well, hit that follow button as well, because it really, really helps us. So thank you very, very much indeed. But from Cam, from our fantastic social media manager, Rachel, and myself, Jar, we hope that your weekend is a blast. We'll be back with you next week for a review of another big Vitality Blast weekend. See you later.